Now on Channel 4 News today, continuing coverage from Minnesota, where crews now only hope to find bodies after a bridge collapse.
Plus, it's Election Day in Nashville and why there might not be a clear winner in the mayor's race tonight.
And a driver escapes from his car after this accident, but it's who was trapped inside that had rescuers scrambling overnight.
I want to see a smile. Morning construction's wrapped up. We're almost to the weekend.
Hey, if you're looking for higher humidity, don't go anywhere.
This is Channel 4 News Today, working for you.
Good morning, folks, and welcome to Channel 4 News Today. It is Thursday, almost 6 o'clock right now. Our temperature, well, we've been around 74 degrees. I'm Holly Thompson.
And I'm Aaron Solomon. Thank you so much for joining us. Tim Ross joins us as always, and it seems like he just joins us as always lately. Huh?
And it's going to join us even more so. The south breeze is back, and that means all that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico we've been missing the past few days on its way here. So the forecast is for a high at least as high as yesterday, about 95. We expect
that way for at least a couple months. Holly?
All right, thank you, Jennifer. A still developing scene in Minneapolis this morning where search crews expect to find even more bodies after a bridge collapse. At least 7 are already confirmed dead. 60 more hurt after dozens of cars plunged into the Mississippi River. Phil Rogers joins us live from Minneapolis with the latest.
Good morning. As day breaks here in Minneapolis, authorities have not even begun to determine a cause to last night's tragedy. Investigators do say this morning there is no evidence that this was a deliberate act. But they also say they fear the death toll could go much higher. The tragedy happened without warning. This bridge over the Mississippi River typically carries over 100,000 vehicles a day. It was packed bumper to bumper when the entire span suddenly buckled and collapsed.
It was about a 30 to 50 foot free fall, and my truck is completely split in half.
And we were falling, literally falling. Our car was at this awful angle, just smashed in, and we were on top of a smaller car.
When the roaring collapse finally stopped, witnesses were confronted with a horrifying scene. At least 50 vehicles were believed to have plummeted into the river. 60 day campers were rescued from a school bus as survivors frantically fought for the shore in the murky waters below.
People were stunned, people were crying, people were scared. I don't know how this could happen.
What happened is a mystery. The bridge was inspected in each of the last 2 years with no major defects reported. Repair crews had been at work on the span for the last 6 weeks, but the company in charge insisted they had done nothing which could have triggered Wednesday's disaster.
They see no connection whatsoever between this bridge resurfacing work and what appears to be a collapse of the structural steel.
This morning, the Twin Cities are waking up to a nightmare. Overnight, what had been a rescue operation ceased. Today, authorities say they will be searching for more victims and a cause for this seemingly unexplainable tragedy. This morning, the Minneapolis Star-Tribune is reporting that 2 years ago, the U.S. Department of Transportation rated this bridge as structurally deficient and possibly in need of replacement. At last word, 20 people were still reported missing. Reporting live from Minneapolis, I'm Phil Rogers. Back to you.
Such a tragedy. Phil, thank you.
Well, it's Election Day here in Nashville, and while voters will be casting ballots for the city's next mayor, the winner is probably not going to be decided tonight. Channel 4's Teresa Bush joins us live from the polls this morning with the details and to explain. Good morning, Teresa.
Good morning, Aaron. There probably will be a runoff. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. Again, the polls here in Metro open at 7, close at 7 tonight. Reporting live from downtown, Teresa Bush, Channel 4 News.
All right, close race will be exciting to watch tonight. Thank you, Teresa. Make sure you watch Channel 4 tonight and tomorrow morning, and log on to WSMV.com for all your election coverage. We will have team coverage all across the Metro tonight, and, of course, the race results as they come in, and a wrap-up on the election on Channel 4 News at 10.
An unusual rescue from Metro Police in North Nashville overnight. Witnesses say around 2 a.m., the driver of this car lost control. This was on Ewing Drive near Brick Church Pike. The car rolled several times before hitting a tree in someone's front yard. The driver was able to get out with non-life-threatening injuries, but his pit bull was still trapped inside. Animal control managed to get the dog out safely. Police say they found alcohol at the scene and tell us that it may be a factor in that crash. Well, did you hear about this? Things got out of hand at the Titans training camp as tempers flared yesterday afternoon, and it was all caught on tape. There was a virtual free-for-all on the field after a devastating tackle from Donnie Nicky. Starting receiving Courtney Roby was on the receiving end and was down on the ground for several minutes. Then right after, Vince Young took action here, hitting Nicky and starting a major fight on the field. Steve Wrigley will have much more on the fight coming up a little later this morning in sports. Aaron.
All right, thank you, Holly. Well, this morning there's a new deal and a new hope for fans of the Nashville Predators. A group of local investors has reached a $193 million deal to buy the team. One of the new owners says the idea to buy the team actually came early.
I think it started literally the day that Craig made the announcement. We were able to keep it quiet for quite a while.
The new ownership group unloaded a $10 million deposit to buy the team, and it's a dramatic turn from just weeks ago when current owner Craig Leopold tried to sell the Predators to a Canadian investor, Jim Balsillie. But once things started moving, Leopold found he didn't care for Balsillie's approach.
We certainly didn't anticipate Jim Balsillie renewing an arena lease in Hamilton, Ontario, or soliciting season ticket deposits in Hamilton and using our logo to do that.
Now, the new ownership group says its goal is to keep the Preds in Nashville, and they're hoping that investment along with the commitment by the local businesses to buy season tickets will make that happen. Of course, it's been a long road for the Predators to get here, and we have the whole story on our website, starting from the beginning, as well as a link for you to do your part and a chance to buy tickets. Holly?
All right, thank you, Aaron. If you love yard sales, listen up. There's a monster of one that you can check out this weekend. The world's longest yard sale begins today. It runs through Sunday. Anxious shoppers were already exploring tents out on Signal Mountain yesterday. This is, by the way, the 20th year for the event. And even better news, this time it's 180 miles longer. It now runs from Michigan to Gadsden, Alabama, and folks say it's a great way to make some money and get rid of old junk. Got my keys ready? I'm heading out to SUV right now.
Yeah, Tim, it's scary because Holly's been coming up with these ideas all morning about how she's going to handle this. I think she's going to start in Gadsden and go all the way to Michigan shopping this weekend.
Well, you know, I'm a predicting kind of guy. That's what I do. I'm predicting Holly may be out sick tomorrow, Aaron.
Stop.
We'll check her at home, though. Hey, a couple of notes here from the Weather Department. Air quality alert for those sensitive to particulate matter.
40 instead. Holly, Aaron?
All right, thank you, Jen.
Okay, 6:11 right now, and our temperature is in the mid-70s this morning. Hey, grab your sunscreen if you're heading to the world's longest yard sale. By the way, found out that's on U.S. Highway 127. If you're interested, runs through Sunday. Good Thursday morning.
You're watching WSMV Channel 4, working for you.
Good morning. We're at 6:14. A new bumper crash study is out, and the results are not good for Franklin-based Nissan. That tops our look at today's consumer news. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety did a series of low-impact tests. The Infiniti G35 was listed as the worst performer with almost $14,000 in damage. In a statement, Nissan North America said the G35 performs competitively in terms of cost to repair, and that those repairs are only one consideration. The Saab 9-3 was rated the best with $5,200 in repairs needed, and the Today Show will have much more of this coming up at 7 o'clock. Aaron.
Well, Holly, you might want to check your child's toy chest this morning. There's a warning about a popular brand of toys that you need to hear. Channel 4's Mark Stewart has more.
Good morning, everyone. This recall involves products made by Fisher-Price. Change something in return. From Nashville's West Side, Mark Stewart, Channel 4 News Today.
And speaking of recalls, Metro health officials are still finding recalled cans of food that could be contaminated with botulism. Dozens of products produced at the Castleberry plant in Georgia have been recalled. And just yesterday, inspectors found some of the products at the Quick Sack on South Hamilton Road here in Nashville. And they've also been found at 8 other stores around town. For a complete list of recalled products, just go to WSMV.com.